Good morning, everybody. We're here in Midrand in Carlswell today, and we're installing a 16 kilowatt Sunsynk Inverter, and then we're also doing three 14.34 kilowatt hour Dyness Batteries, and we're doing 24 590 watt Trina solar panels for the customer in 3-string configuration. As you guys can see, it's a corrugated roof, so we're just using brackets. We don't need to use rails on these ones, so it's just sort of like mini rails, and we're just fixing all of those, spacing them out, and then once that's done, we can start lifting the panels. Let me show you what is happening inside the garage. Here we are in the garage, and the customer's main DB is over there. So we just pulled a 16mm cable through. We've already got one battery out, another 2 batteries going in. As you can see, the customer's been renovating the whole house, so quite a lot going on. And this little room they've made just for us to install the solar system. That hole was there, by the way, not ours. So we've got the 16 kilowatt inverter on the wall, and then Godfrey's busy with the AC combiner box wiring, and then we've got the one battery mounted, the bus bars already on the wall with the battery disconnect, and the DC will be coming down this side over here with the DC combiner box and then terminating into the 16 kilowatt inverter. Obviously on the 16 kilowatt they've got a split bus bar here on the battery charge. Each one is I think limited to 200 amps, so you have to bring 2 cables from the battery disconnect and split them between the 2 bus bars over here. And but I'll show you a little bit later what it looks like. Hey guys, just a quick update. So we've got all 3 of the batteries on the wall now. Godfrey is still busy wiring the AC combiner, but basically done, and we've already pulled the cables through to the inverter, and we're just busy mounting the DC DBs and obviously the trunking, and then we'll put the switchgear in and start wiring that up as well. Quickly outside again, so we mounted 5 panels over there, so we mounted 4 and then 1 landscape. And then we are busy doing the earth cable on the side of the property here as well. So you can see there, right next to the gutter, earth cable's already coming down. And we're going to be doing the earth spike over here. And then just put it all in trunking, conduit of course. Let me show you the other side of the house. Here's the north side of the house, and we've got 2 rows of 8 panels over there, and then another 2 panels over there. So altogether we've got 23 panels. We didn't get to fit the 1 extra panel, doesn't make sense spreading one. Talk to the customer, and we're doing 23 590 watt panels here. Should still be more than enough for the customer. Let me show you the final product in the garage. I showed you guys before, the customer's still renovating, but we did install the AC cable from there going up into the roof and coming over. We did do 2 timers for the customer as well, but it's obviously no Wi-Fi yet, so we just connected into the wiring. But it's installed. This is the inverter room. So here is the 16 kilowatt with the 3 14.34 kilowatt Dyness batteries, and of course the DC and AC combiners. So we've got all the batteries connected, they're all communicating, they're busy charging up as well, and they're all earthed and obviously going through the bus bar, and from the bus bar is going into the battery disconnect and then into the inverter. We've got an AC cable I showed you on the main DB coming down here into the AC combiner box, which obviously has a normal surge protection, ESCOM feed breaker, indicator lights, inverter load breaker, and of course the changeover switch as well. We've got 3 PV strings on this installation. So there's my little labels. I just need to finish that, but Godfrey ran away with my scissors. But so each string will have a surge protection, a couple of fuses, and of course the DC breaker. So we've got string 1, string 2, and then string 3 over here, and that's obviously going into the inverter from that side. And then just to show you, and so this is what the inverter is currently doing. So we're getting about 12.4 kilowatt from the solar panels at the moment, and we're just pushing that towards the batteries. So we're charging at a rate of about 230 amps there, about battery sitting at about 45% now. So in about an hour and a half, 2 hours, the battery should be full. AC load's obviously very minimal, it's just a couple of lights, and then the grid is just trickling as normal with the 20 watts. Just on the settings, so you can see on the system mode settings, I've also done it for the customer. So I normally like this sort of setup, just this initial setup, and then we can go from there to fine tune it. So basically from 3 o'clock to 9:30, I'm allowing the battery to drop to about 30%. If it's below that, I'm allowing the grid to charge it up. And then from 9:30 to 12 at 35%, so we're charging the batteries up during the day. 12 to 2:30 at 50%, 2:30 to 4:30 at 95%. The only reason why I'm making 95%, not 100%, is because the battery should be by 100% then already. However, if the load exceeds the PV capacity at that time or in that time zone, there is a little bit of battery to help out, and ESCOM will stay flat. Then at 4:30 we start discharging again to 9, 50%, 9 to 3 at 40%, 3 to, and then we've got a 24-hour cycle there. So that's the time of use settings. Obviously we've set up the battery settings as well. Shutdowns at 10%. This is also important to restart. There's normally 50%. I'm making about 20%. So this means if your battery runs empty at night and the next morning the sun starts shining, it needs to get to the battery to 20% before the system automatically reboots and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, that's sort of the system all done and dusted. 16 kilowatt with almost 40, about 44 kilowatt hour battery bank and 23 590 watt bifacial panels on corrugated roof. And that's job all done.